All right, guys, today we got a tool review. We're going to review the Kingbolen K8. Let's get into it. So we're in this Ford Fusion. It's a 2012 Fusion. Car really doesn't matter. I pick a Ford whenever I do reviews on tools or when I'm choosing a tool, because there is one aspect on a Ford that I really like to look at to see how fast the tool is going to be. But we're going to get into that in just a little bit. I want to go ahead and just kind of walk through hooking it up, going through the menus, just see how fast it is to get to the car, right? So we've been using this thing for quite a while now. The client care people do all their scans with this tool, and then every once in a while we'll grab it if we're in a hurry and need to do some diagnostic stuff or something real quick in the parking lot or something. So we're gonna walk through this right now and just see how easy it is to get into it. So durability is good, first of all, right off the bat. Again, we've been using it for a while. Client care people, it's been about a year now we've had this. So I will say that it's got a camera on it. It's got some type of an expansion slot back here. I did do a little research that showed that maybe there's a scope. I don't know if it connects directly to this or if it's just something different, but there's definitely a place for an expansion slot. Maybe I don't know if that's a battery, maybe. I don't think that's a battery expansion slot. It's got way too many pins on it. So I don't really know what that is,
we'll let them know.
But maybe we can figure it out before the video is published. But either way, I'm looking at it for the scanner now. So let's go ahead. I will tell you this tool can sit for a long time and the battery will not go dead. So a lot of the tools that we have, if they sit, even though they're on, but they're like in sleep mode like this, they will go dead, right? This one will sit for a very long time. I'm sure it's got something built into the software maybe where it puts it to sleep, more in the background, and does not kill the battery. So that is something that to us that's really important.
Yeah, it's been in that mode for 4 days now. So
yeah, so let's go ahead. We've got the dongle is connected. So here's the dongle. We just got it plugged into the OBD port. Now I will say the one thing on the dongle, just to make sure we're as thorough as we can with the review, it does not have a light inside the connector. So some of them will have the little button on the outside and have a light inside the connector, so you can kind of look around for the OBD2 port. It does come in handy. This one doesn't have it. Certainly not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go ahead. Let me tell you some of the things that they talk about on their information. This does have auto off. It is approved for auto off for Chrysler. I did not see anything for Nissan, so I don't know that it's going to be able to do Nissan at this point. Maybe they have updated or will update it. It's got bi-directional controls. We're going to go through some of that. It's got some coding for some different vehicles, including like battery. We replace a battery, saying a BMW. It says it will code for that. It will code. It will do some coding on Volkswagen. It will do some coding on Mercedes. So it says it can do offline and online. That's not something that we're going to get into in this video. I will tell you that right now. When we do coding, we use some factory tooling and stuff for that. We're just a little bit picky about that. I'm not saying that this thing won't do it. And if this is your option, give it a shot. Just saying that for us, it's just something that we'd rather be 100% sure on. So, but let's go ahead and go into it here. We're going to go diagnosis. American, we're going to go to Ford. All right, this seems to be a common thing on a lot of the newer ones, that it just brings this screen up. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that. It just tells you the version of the software you're using on the tool. So let's go ahead and, all right, let's go ahead and do automatic search. It's running right now because I got the air conditioner blowing on me because it's hot. All right, so there's the vehicle. It does have navigation, so
pretty quick.
all right, let's go ahead and just right off the bat, let's do a health report, because that was pretty fast getting in, doing the VIN. I mean, a lot of the tools that we use do take a lot longer than that, so that was pretty good. Let's see how fast it can do a health report on the vehicle. This is going to have some codes in it for the seats and stuff, because the seats are why it's here. I don't know about the audio module there, but we're not going to get into any codes or any diagnosis or anything on this vehicle. We're just, we're just seeing what the tool can do at this point.
I like how it times what it does.
Oh, here, yeah. Does have the voltage up here, so that's always handy to have. Always good to look at. So that was pretty fast, honestly. And a lot of that, listen, when you're doing tools like this, or when you're, it could be a lot slower on a different car, right? So you put that on a Volkswagen, and I will guarantee you it's not going to be that fast. But some of it is the tool, and some of it is the car. That was pretty fast. So we can also go in, get the report, and we'll just go here. And I'm sure that report can be, so it just generated the report. I'm sure that you can go back, find that report inside the system, and email it to us, which is here. This is the report that we put on our tickets, right? So we can hit save or share. Share is blocked out there. Probably. Oh, now we can share it. And then what you would do is you would just put your email, send it by email, or however you want to do it. So that's what we do every day with this. So, all right, let's go ahead. Now I do like from here that we can get into the modules. So that's really nice. So I want to back out of all of this. We're going to come back in. Whoops. I like that. You can go home. You can go here, and then you can go right back into it. That's handy. We're going to exit out of this vehicle real quick. All right, one thing that I will always want to know. Now I'm just going to go straight into OBD. This is generic OBD. One thing I always want to know is, how does it graph? How clean is the graph? Am I going to be able to drive this? Not look at the tool when you're driving. But is it going to give you a clean enough graph that you can, you can see what's going on? When I'm going into OBD, I'm going for fuel trims, mass airflow. I'm looking for lean and rich mixture stuff. That's normally what I'm looking for with in an OBD, and that's something that I use these tools for a lot. So let's go ahead and read live data. All right, let's pick some data here. Let's see here. Let's go to the airflow. Let's put it. And now listen, the more PIDs you choose, I don't care what tool you're using, the slower it's going to update. Period. It does not matter what tool you're using. Some tools can have the tool itself can have an impact on it. But if I sit here and pick a bunch of PIDs, then it's definitely going to be slower than if I pick fewer PIDs. That's just a fact of life. So we're going to go OK. All right, now let's hit graph. All right, so a little bit smaller screen. So we've got a little bit smaller graphs, but it's giving us, I like the fact that there are different colors. That's very helpful. If you are driving this thing and you're just looking for fuel trim issues, stuff like that, that would be very, very easy to look at this. And, while you're riding in the passenger seat and somebody else is driving, it would be very easy to look at this and see what's happening on each bank and what's happening with the fuel trims. I just revved it up a little bit. So pretty good update rate. I don't see any issue with that at all. This is something that I do all the time, and I will tell you right now, that's as fast as an update as you're going to get. And again, a lot of that is the car. A lot of that's not the tool, but it is, the tool plays a part in it. So, and I like the graphing. I really do like that. That's really clean. So okay, so that's one part of it. I wanted to see what those graphing looks like. Man, I really do like that graph, to be honest with you. Oh, look at here. So metric and imperial, I saw this earlier. That is really handy. So, sometimes we want to see things in metric. Sometimes we want to see it in imperial, right? I mean, on this, it's not really going to matter that much, but let's back out. All right, let's pick some things that would make a difference. And I know this seems like something that is like, no big deal. But when you're trying to diagnose something and you need something fast, right? And you need to see a PID, or you need to see some kind of data fast. You want to see it in a way that you understand it. The reality is, we should get used to doing both, just so we can see and make those decisions on tools that don't have something to make it quick. This is just going to be temperature there, but that's fine. I think I got a couple of temperatures, but all right, let's hit OK. All right, let's hit graph again. Let's see what it does with. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They got nine PIDs up there now. I bet you we could put 12 up. And that's still, honestly, even though they're small, and I mean, the small is because of the screen size. There's no way they could probably make it any bigger than that. But I would tell you that my eyes are not great, and that's easy to read. So
See if it'll let you do more than 12. I just want to see.
I don't think it's going to let us do more than 12, but let's go ahead and see. So that's 9. Oh, see, I was a little fast there. No, I guess patient. Oh, I like the fact that it saved it. That was good. I'm not going to add them all. So.
Not all of them sound like. Yeah, you got 14 now.
All right.
Yep. 12 only.
Yeah. So.
Wait, scroll.
No, just 12. All right. So we put more, and the other ones just disappeared. So we don't see them on the screen.
Pretty good amount.
That's a lot of data on one screen. And again, you don't want to put very much because the more you put, the slower the update is.
Yep.
And you want to see something a little bit faster. This is never going to be scope speed. Don't think you can diagnose like a throttle position sensor or a, throttle position sensor or accelerator pedal position sensor, something like that. Any kind of fast, signal you're not going to diagnose with a scanner, but you do want it to update as quick as possible. So okay, here we are, degrees here. We got PSI here. Let's go ahead and just hit metric. Now we go to kilopascals and Celsius. So that's honestly, that's really handy to have. I'm sure there's other tools that have that. Maybe I need to look a little closer on some of the other ones that we have that have a similar interface. But that's really handy. I gotta be honest with you. I like that, and I do like these colors on this. This is really, really nice to look at and see the different colors on it. And I'm looking at that one there. I think that one and that one are the same color. But they spaced them apart. I'm hoping that's on purpose. Maybe not, because that one and that one, that's darker. But I do like the colors on this. That's really, really handy for somebody like me with bad eyes. All right. So that's OBD. That looks like that's going to do its job. So if I grab this tool, so if I were to say, all right, I've got, a running problem, drivability issue. I'm looking at fuel trims. I'm looking at mass airflow. I'm going to drive this car. I'm going to graph those out just to see what's going on. I 100% would grab this tool. My go-to on that has always been Snap-on, just because I like the graphing on it. This might be my new go-to, to be honest with you, because I like the colors on this thing. That made it really easy to see. So let's go ahead. I want to see one other thing real quick. Let me go back into. I'm going to OK that again. We're going to go graph again. I just want to see. So it says save sample here. Let's hit record. So it's recording now. I'm assuming it's recording the screen. Let's do this. All right. Enter the file name. Let's hit OK. All right, so it's been saved. So let's see if we can't go back in. Nope.
Go home.
All right, it's just going to generate a report now on this screen. Assuming that's going to come up.
Go ahead and go
Never
home.
done this before. Let's go ahead and do that.
You should be able to find your store maybe, or file.
Maybe file right here. Ford Fusion, yeah, but that's diagnostic report. Data stream report. Okay, well, that's not really.
No, that's not it.
I mean, that does give you the what happened at that moment. Okay, so all right, I want to see, how do we get to
The video.
how do we get to that? Yeah, I want to see how we get to that. So we've looked through everything in this thing. Cannot find those recordings. I don't know. They're there somewhere. If we figure it out, or we're gonna send for some support on it, and we're going to, if we find out where it is, we'll let you guys know, but we did find a workaround. So if you come over here and you pull down at the top, you can hit this icon here and you can get a screen recording. Okay, so that's what we did. So let me show you. We can see that that is no longer there. You do that and there it is. And you can move this around wherever you want. Well, evidently not everywhere you want. It's got to be on the side somewhere. So let's say you wanted to, until, as a workaround to do this, you could hit that and it's going to start recording. So it's recording now. I've done one already, so we'll just grab that and then we'll just stop it. All right, and then I'm going to put in, I don't know, WPAB, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't have a clue what I'm putting in there. All right, so now we would go to home, and I know this is a bit of a workaround, but it's all right. Go to home and go to settings, and then right here at screen recorder, you see the first one that I did. I just put a bunch of stuff in there. There's the one that we just did, and there's the recording. So, it works just as good. Let me see. It's got all of it on there. So I think it's fine. It'll definitely work for that. Not optimal, but it's okay. I'm all about just trying to get it done. So if that's the way to get it done quicker and easier and I can find it, that's fine. We've looked through everything on here. We've looked through everything in this file. It's just not showing up. So, and it's easy to turn that on and off, get that off the screen. You can also do a screenshot with a little picture icon there. You can just take a screenshot. So, all right, let's go back into the car. We've got that. So we can see what this thing does. Definitely some positives, that one negative on the record, but that's probably us. I'm sure it's in there somewhere easy. It's probably easy once we know where it is, but we just can't find it. All right, so let's go back out and let's go to the thing that 100% on a Ford I've seen on some inferior products that is not good. Let's go to here. All right, let's hit OK. We're gonna go back into this. And this thing does a lot of maintenance stuff also, as far as resetting maintenance reminders. I already talked about the battery stuff. There's a lot of stuff involved in that. We'll hit that button in just a minute and just kind of, look through that real quick when we get towards the end. Let's see here. And it does have, I did notice that, we'll go into something else in a second, where it's got maybe a battery tester and things that you can connect to it. So it's expandable, basically. All right, so what I want to do, we already did the health report. Let's go to system scan real quick. Let's just see. How fast this does this, to let you know what it's seeing as far as models go. All right, so just telling you what's in it. Okay, now let's go back. I want to do one thing real quick here, and this is just something that I run into, and if this isn't important to you guys, okay. Sometimes I'm just working and hitting things fast, and when I use multiple tools, and sometimes I hit the wrong button, and then I can't stop it, and I gotta wait. Let's just see if I can back out of it without. Great, I can back out of that without. So whoops! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Some tools you're into that, and it's doing its thing, and you're just going to be waiting for a while. So, all right, let's see if we can't find the probably in special. No, oh, I'm sorry. Let's go into. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go system selection. Let's go into. I'm looking at this from the side, so I'm trying to. Here we go. PCM.
What are we doing here?
What I'm trying to go into here is the power balance on a Ford, because power balance on a Ford is like so powerful when you are, no pun intended, when you are, here it is right here. So we got relative compression. Let's do the relative compression real fast. All right, let's see here.
It's very important when you're doing what you that's.
When you're trying to find a misfire, the power balance on a Ford on the Ford scan tool is so fast you can pick up what cylinder it's on really quick. Kind of gets you an idea. So let's go ahead. Probably gonna need to key on engine off for this. Hit OK. Key on, engine off, yes. Accelerated to floor. Crank the engine for 10 seconds. That is an extremely long 10 seconds. I think that thing spun over for about 4 seconds before it started counting, but that's a long crank. All right, that gives you the power or the relative compression. So that engine obviously is good. A lot of times they'll give you a graph with that, but hey, this works. So that's a quick, easy way to do relative compression, and it worked good on this thing. Let's go to power balance. So this is the one that I always go to. Misfire on the Ford, I'm going to this and I'm going to test drive it. That's fast. That one is fast. I've seen some of them be so slow. It's like, and some of that has to do with the car. Had a little dropout right there. Some of it has to do with the car. Sometimes maybe with the interface with the tool. I will tell you that when you hook up the factory tool, it's fast. It's this fast. So that's a good indication that this tool is good, at least in this aspect. So, because a lot of them, some of them are just not even, you can't even use it on some of them. So I like that. Fantastic. And I know that's one small thing, but that's something you will use a lot. Once you start using that, you'll use that all the time when you've got a misfire. But what'll happen is you'll drive this thing down the road and you'll have an intermittent misfire, and this thing you'll just be cruising along and you'll see one just drop out. Now when you rev it up and do crazy stuff, it's going to do all this, and this will all start filling in like that. But you'll get one that'll just pop down like that. Well, that's, even if you're not able to see it, you're test driving it, you can see which one's misfiring, right? So I always clear it, as I'm over there on the passenger seat while somebody else is driving it, I clear it a lot just to get an indication of, just make sure I get fresh data. I'm getting yelled at to go to maintenance. Let's go home.
You haven't done bidirectional controls yet either.
Bidirectional controls are going to be something that you're going to use this a lot. And I will tell you, I don't care what tool that you use, unless it is the OE tool, there's always going to be a little bit of a question mark as to whether or not it actually did what you wanted it to do, right? So, but most of the time, they're going to do it. Depending on the vehicle, right? So, let's go ahead and raise up the RPM. I'm not touching the gas. My foot's. We can see the RPM is going up, and it's definitely going up. So, this wouldn't be one that I would use very much, but it is a bidirectional control. And again, when you're doing, just be aware, when you're using any aftermarket scan tool and you're doing bidirectional controls, just always have that little grain of, thought in your head, a little tiny speck back there that goes, did that actually do it? I just don't want to see you guys get caught where you hit a button and it said it activated a fuel injector and you didn't get a response from the fuel injector and you're like, okay, that's a bad computer or something. This is why I say always have multiple tools, because you can hook up another tool to it and see if it does it. And that way you can be 100% sure that it's not the tool. So, and make sure you're using tools with 2 different types of software in it. That's the other problem that you gotta have. So that's just always with my bidirectional controls. So, all right, let's go to maintenance. Let's just see. So I have to exit out of this. Okay, all right, don't forget the dongle. That's always handy to have that. All right, let's go to battery. Battery matching. Is it okay? Let's just see, because this is something that a lot of, especially a lot of you guys out there that are do-it-yourselfers, got to go to a shop for. So let's see if this, what this thing. All right, make sure you read all that. All right, so let's go into BMW, which is where it's probably not gonna, it's gonna be like, this isn't a BMW. Let's just see what it says. For those of you that have a Citroen, looks like you're covered. Yeah, leave a comment down below if you got a Citroen. All right, it's not going to do it, just because this is not a BMW. Let's go to oil. So this is all these things are just something you're going to have to get into it and just, try it out, see if it works for your vehicle. There's a list of vehicles that you can look at online that it will show you what it does for each individual. So if you're just somebody who's buying this for your personal car, definitely go online, go to their website, and just see if your vehicle's covered. And if you're a professional shop, you're looking for a scanner, I mean, this is definitely one that you could look at for some manual reset on this. So okay, it's telling you this will not reset it from the tool. You have to go in and do it yourself, but it's giving you how to do it. That's handy to have, right? So
I think the covers are pretty good.
yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff. I mean, we could sit here, we could spend 4 hours on these tools, doing reviews of them, going through every single thing. There is a coverage list on it. Let's look at that real fast. All right, who knows how long that's going to take. That might take a while. Okay, not available. All right, so I would go to their website and just see if what you're looking for is on there, right? So overall, I think it's a good tool. Price on this thing is, I'm looking at my cameraman, he's not saying anything. It's not saying a word to me. We don't know the price of this thing. All right, we looked it up, we got it. So this model, which is the 8-inch screen, is $689. And then they have the K7, which is a 7-inch screen, which I think does everything the same. I think it's just a smaller unit. And it is $459. So pretty big difference there, a couple $100 for a little extra real estate on the screen. I like the bigger screens just because it's easier for me to see. You can see more data on it. But $459 for a 7-inch one, $689 for these. I think it's good. I think it's worth it, right? And full disclosure, this was sent to us, right? This was sent to us for free. Means nothing to me. If the thing was garbage, I would tell you it's garbage. I just showed you that we couldn't find the file in the thing, so don't know where that's at, and we'll see if we can't figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's good. It's been going for us for a long, like I say, we've used this thing for almost a year, maybe a little less than a year. And so that means a lot of people have handled it. You can see it's in really good shape. The screen is, still in good shape. So I just, overall, I think it's a good build. It does what it's supposed to do.
And we're going to check on the scope part.
And we're going to check to see if, what is the scope? Is the scope hooked to this? I did go in real quick on just to show you. It's got module things in here. So it's got a printer module. It's got a video scope module. It's got an oscilloscope module. And it's got a battery tester module. I don't know how those connect in, if those connect into the back here, or they just go with a, just a regular,
Might be
USB.
something to look at for people who are asking for budget.
Yeah, for budget scopes or something like that. I have no idea on that. Not telling you that I know anything about it at this point. So, but it has the option. I think we'll have to figure that out. Maybe we'll get with them to see what they can, what they can tell us about that. So,
Links in the description.
all the links are in the description down below. They've got them on Amazon. So, I think it's a good purchase, especially like I said, always have a backup scope. I mean, even if you've got a really expensive scope, go grab one of these. Even if it's a $459 7-inch one, go grab it so you have a secondary scope that you can plug into something if you're not sure if something else was showing you the right data or was working the bidirectional control. So anyway, hope you liked it, guys. We're getting close to that 100K. Hit that subscribe button. Going to be a huge giveaway. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this giveaway, I promise you. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you know when we release those videos to let you know what you have to do to enter. And hit that thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you want to see. See you in the next one.